Meet Louis. Louis is trying to get better at singing and has sought the help of a local voice teacher. Louis remembers a lot from his experience in choir, but the thing he remembers most is the importance of good posture for singing. Posture is how someone aligns their body. A good singing posture has an elevated chest, feet shoulder-width apart, arms relaxed at the side, and the head forward with the shoulders back and not hunched. Other than this, Louis doesn't quite know what else he can do to help his singing, so he goes into his first voice lesson. In his first lesson, the teacher asks Louis to breathe. He noticed something is wrong. He noticed that Louis was taking very shallow and high breaths. He explains to Louis that singers must take low, deep breaths using the diaphragm. Louis is puzzled as if he doesn't know what a diaphragm is. The teacher ushers Louis over to a chart in the room. The diaphragm, says the teacher, is a muscle below the lungs that should be used to engage the breath. As we breathe in, it moves down, and as we exhale, it pushes back into an arched position. When we talk about breath support, we usually mean engage the diaphragm, says the voice teacher. Louis begins to warm up his voice using different vocal exercises. Make sure you hold the first vowel out in the word I because it's a diphthong, says the teacher. A diphthong is any word that has two vowel sounds within one syllable, such as the word I. He explains to Louis that we always want to stress the first vowel sound and sneak the second one at the very last second, like this. I love to sing. Louis and the teacher continue to work on vocal exercises, but Louis notices that things are starting to get a bit high for him, and so he asks the teacher if he can sing lower. The teacher explains that Louis is coming up on a passaggio point, and that it is important to work through them. A passaggio is Italian for passage. It should look similar to the English word because it is a cognate. The teacher explains that in singing we have breaks or passaggios where the voice narrows and one must shift registers. This requires a different technique to sing correctly. He asks Louis to use his falsetto for the higher notes. Falsetto, asks Louis, how do I use a falsetto? The teacher asks Louis to remember the movie Shrek, in which the gingerbread man is getting interrogated by Lord Farquaad. As the evil lord goes to take him apart, the gingerbread man says, "Not the gumdrop button!" The teacher asks Louis to mimic that voice and tells him that that type of voice is using falsetto. The falsetto is a vocal register above the chest in men that has a much lighter and softer quality to it. Louis feels so accomplished with his first voice lesson and feels that he has learned so much already. He's very excited to continue singing and see how much he can grow.